So hey, if you have a Five Below, you probably have seen some of these in there. This is Lazer Block. I left it for the longest time in the Five Below, but I picked it up this last time. It's by Block Tech. The reason I left it is because it looked like it had one large fist and one small fist. It doesn't look like it's much there. It's the way they've got it photographed. It looks really, really short and really, really big right here. Whoever photographed this did a terrible job. And I'm going to tell you right now, because when you see the actual product, you're going to be like, that looks nothing like the picture on it. Even the coloring of it, this one looks like pea yellow, and it's not even close to that color. Here's the instructions, which actually turned out to be fine this time. I didn't have much of a trouble at all following these directions. Sometimes you have following, the pictures might be a little bit skewed, messed up a little bit differently. It's not hard to figure it out with this particular bionicle looking thing. Now here you go, we got yellow, and here's the real thing, it's orange. And actually both fists, I think, oh no, I just put it back in that position. Both of the fists are exactly the same size. He's got the head that I guess you put forward when you punch, like if you got another guy and you punch him, he goes back. And it has a spring, so I guess it goes boing, like he's supposed to be locked down first. Oh, I see, he came out of the thing. It's like if you're playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots, you punch him in the face, and it not only goes back, but it also goes up, because there's a spring down in there. So you pop him, and his head comes up. I guess it showed that he got his, jaws jacked. This is a pretty cool little feature. You got a handle here, so you won't hurt or won't stop his punching action. Now, this is the one part that I may have not gotten right, because that is one of the part of the instructions. It wasn't quite as clear, but I think it works just fine. So we got that punching action going on. See, while slow it down. Punch, 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 punch. So that's pretty cool. Now with the clear plastic, this is not a toy that you're going to have very long, unfortunately, because clear plastic has a tendency to break. It's just one of those things you're just going to have to get used to. Now, I've gotten clear things before, but it was blocks. But I'm talking about parts that move, like this right here. I don't see this lasting. If Jesus doesn't come back in about 20 years, I don't think this is going to make it, because I think that clear plastic is going to break. I've had a Megazord with similar kind of cup, whatever you want to call it, cup to ball joint. It wasn't clear. I don't know, maybe it was. It did not last. Okay. Just pull that off, trying to move his leg. His leg has no posability right here at all. It's got it in the foot. It's a ball joint. It's the same ball joint as the hip. And I keep pulling it off every time. So that was not as clearly fascinating. And this side too is going to be the same thing. You can pull the arms with this and then cause the punching action. So little kids that want to play with this, they could probably punch it. Of course, they'll probably get frustrated. The light up thing is right here, so it's not inside of it. It's all this hollow air inside of it. I thought for sure you're gonna have to put the thing inside of it, the core. It's on the back. I mean, if I was in the dark right now, which is perfect, right now is the perfect time of the day for light. It's like that disco strobe effect. I'm trying to see why it won't lock into place. Let me take the core off. There. Woo, woo. Yep. So it's got that really cool little strobing light going on right there. I don't know. It's kind of in a bad place because you're not gonna. Let's see. I guess if you're playing in the dark, this is what you're going to get. It just seems like it's there, but it's more there in the name only. I personally want to use this on something completely different. I don't think it works well with this. Overall, I mean, is it worth $5? Oh, heck yeah. It's definitely worth $5. Is it going to be something you're going to have forever and ever? No, unfortunately you won't. This mask, everything's made out of clear plastic. You know it's going to break. You know eventually it's going to break. But for $5, what's going to last forever anyway? Seriously. A lot of people spend $5 on candy, and that's not healthy. It's eat it and it's gone. I've always been one of these kids that's like, well, you can either buy $5 worth of junk, or you can buy $5 worth of comic books. And I was always like, comic books are forever. And not only are they forever to keep, but they're also something you put in your head and you learn something from. So again, this is something that's fun to build. Yeah, mostly it's fun to build. I didn't have any pinching parts. Like sometimes when I build some of these things, I pinch my fingers on them. I didn't have any struggles with it. I did have to twist this around to get it to where that goes right here. So when you punch it, slow motion, poing, it bounces out that far. So if you push the head on too far, by the way, that's a different piece. It won't do this right here. I first put it down too far. And you can always take the helmet off right here, the mask off, if you like this and you're afraid it looks too devilish. If you're a mom and you're like, well, I don't want my kid to play with something that looks like a devil. Fine, take that off. If you don't like the mohawk, you could take that off as well. It's a separate piece that you had to put on in the first place. And you can look like just a plain old robot. And that's completely fine. That's what I thought it was going to be at first. This is just, you know, cool. And if you want something like to be a bad guy, that makes a good bad guy. In my universe, like when I was a kid, Skeletor was the bad guy. Castle Grayskull was the bad castle. So when people go, oh, that's just too scary. Well, I make them scary because they're the bad guys. And I understand if you're a parent, you don't want your kid playing with something scary. I completely get it. My mom took a lot. She wouldn't let me have a lot of things I wanted. Like I could not have those Kiss dolls. But that was a different situation. She was like that. She was convinced that they were devil worshippers. I'm like, really? Of course they're devil worshippers, but as a kid, I didn't know that. I didn't know anything about them. I didn't listen to her music. I just thought they looked really cool. But hey, you're the parent, you're in charge, you're in control. If you want this for your kids, get it. If you don't, don't. It's $5 of fun. And I'm sure that a kid's going to be doing this a lot. And of course, if they have a little brother, they're probably going to be hitting their little brother. It's the first thing that popped in my mind. If I was back when I was a kid playing with Daniel, I'd be like, Daniel, bap! I'd be like right up in Daniel's face when he's watching TV, and like, Daniel, he'd turn around, pap, right in the face, right in the kisser. Yeah, that's just me. That's what boys are. My brother was a boy, surprise, and I was a boy, so of course we're going to be beating up on each other. It's just the way things are. These are also very fragile. These come off really simply. You don't have to add them on there. They look like dead man's fingers for a crab. I don't know what they're there for. They don't seem to serve a purpose other than just aesthetics. So it's one of those things where you try to put one piece on and another piece comes off. I'm just gonna leave it off for now, but hey, there it is right there. It's not holding on by much. Oh, and on the directions, that doesn't look like red. There's no other color of those, so yes, that is the piece you want. I kept looking for the yellowish orange ones. They don't exist. That is the color of that's the only color of those little pieces. All right, have a great day, and have a knockout day. There we go.